The following video contains scenes of intense fur faggotry. Viewer discretion is advised. F-List is a furry website where people can list all their kinks and then search for other people to do online sexual roleplay with. It's a wonderful site where all the women are men, all the men are 14, and all the moderators are mentally deficient 12-year-olds. If you can get past all of that, the perpetually offended and vicious social justice retards, and the myriad of anime characters trying to hijack the site, you can hope and pray that whoever you find to RP with is actually over 18. Then all you have to watch out for is randomly getting banned for something completely out of your control or for no reason whatsoever. And today, that's what we're going to be talking about. Now, I'm not the most cool-headed person in the world. Usually I can keep calm and get along with people, but one thing I can't stand is passive-aggressive idiots intentionally antagonizing me and getting away with it. I will call them out on their shit, and that often leads to me getting in trouble. It's like that annoying sibling constantly jabbing you in the side, and when you call out to tell them to stop, you're the one that gets in trouble for making noise. Now, the first time I was banned from F-List was after I had already been on the site for about 4 years. This had happened when I got into a disagreement with another user in a chat channel. Now, instead of exploding at that user, what I did was contact the channel operator. I told them that I was having a disagreement and asked them to keep an eye on how that person was acting and maybe tell them to stop if they continued antagonizing me. But silly me, that was the wrong thing to do. I was banned from F-List for a week, told that I needed to calm down and take a break. This taught me that talking to ops was completely pointless. So from then on, I didn't really bother. To reinforce my hatred of the ops on F-List, when I came back from that week-long ban, I contacted one of the ops and told them what had happened. Now, I actually saved this conversation because it was so agonizing. I'll change the names of everyone so we don't really have a privacy issue. I said, I'm having an issue with a certain mod. The short of it is, I came to him with an issue I was having, and instead of acting out in channel, I talked to him about it privately. Then I was banned for a week, not only from the channel, but from F-List entirely. My ban time just came up and I spoke to him about it, and he seems to think he was justified in that. So basically I'm upset because I feel like I can't talk to mods about issues without risking being banned. And the op replied to me, if you are banned from the entirety of F-List, it would have been by a global. Which global did you speak to? And I said I never spoke to a global. I assume he spoke to a global. And the op replied, then you can't be banned from F-List. Oh, thank you, Global Op. You're right. It's impossible for me to get banned from F-List for whatever reason you just said. That's why I haven't been banned for a week. Fuck you. But what I actually said was, I was banned from F-List. I had tried logging on and it wouldn't let me. The op replied, which mod was it anyway? Let me go check. I told them the operator's name, and they said, none of your accounts seem to be timed out or banned. Oh, is my account not banned? Really? Is it not banned right now? The one that I'm talking to you on that clearly can't be banned because I'm talking to you on it? Do you want to double check, you fucking moron? But what I actually said is, the ban is up, it's no longer active. And they replied, there's not even an account of it under the tools. There's one from a different mod back in April. Are you possibly mistaken? Oh, you're right! I'm probably mistaken. My account wasn't banned. That must be it. What I said was, I tried logging on twice, and both times it said I was banned for failure to conduct myself in a respectful manner. So no, I'm not mistaken. They said, was that today? I said, yes, today. Because it was last Friday, wasn't sure the exact time, blah, blah, blah. And finally the op says, well, I'll take your word for it. For now, at least. Oh, thank you, Global Op. You've been so helpful. I'm glad you finally decided to believe me about me being banned, you miserable fuck. So are you guys starting to see what I mean by mentally deficient 12-year-olds? So the dust settled on that, but it was only a few weeks later that the excitement started to pick up again. So you all know that I've had less than savory roommates. One of my roommates found out about F-List and decided they wanted to troll, because he doesn't like furries. I told him, please don't do that, I'll get banned for your bullshit, and he agreed not to. Well, I didn't really believe him, and this is where I made my first mistake. I told the Global Op about what might happen. I told them that my roommate was going to make an account on F-List and start trolling people. I was worried that they might look at the IP and ban me, thinking it was me. But the Global Op assured me that this wouldn't happen, because they don't ban by IP. Now, my first mistake was talking to a Global Op about anything. My second mistake was believing him. But my final mistake was letting my roommate know that. I should have seen it coming that he would take that as a go-ahead to start trolling people. I guess in a way it's my fault. So of course he made his little trolley account and started harassing people. Well, it didn't take long for my account to get banned, and this is where the fun really starts. Now, I actually have all the emails that F-List sent me when I tried to appeal the ban. What I don't have, unfortunately, is what I said to them. That's because the way that the appeals work is you'd actually type them into this little appeal screen on F-List, and then they send you an email as a reply. I'll do my best to remember what I said, but it should be pretty obvious based on the replies they sent. I said something to the effect of, hey, I got banned for some shit my roommate did like I said was going to happen, and you guys said wouldn't happen. What's the deal? I talked to an op about it days prior and they said this wouldn't happen. The response I got was, the op likely misunderstood your question. While we don't rely blindly on IPs to determine alt, our policy is that anyone we know to be connected from the same place and have the connection is treated as the same person under our rules, regardless of their circumstances. In other words, don't bother saying my roommate did it because you are responsible for everything they did anyway. Well, you know, to be honest, that kind of makes sense, and I don't really blame them. However, it still pisses me off that the op I talked to basically lied to me and that ended in my ban. But what really pisses me off is the last part of this email, completely unnecessary. The op continues, putting that aside though, we also have to use our own judgment in situations like this, and my judgment is that you are lying entirely about your roommate, contacted a mod in order to make sure it was safe for you to make a new account to troll with, and then did so. Regardless though, as I said above, you will remain banned. And that really got under my skin. You fucking asshole, you don't need to accuse me of lying. Why would you do that? In replying in this way, you've turned this whole thing into a personal attack. It still pisses me off to this day, you miserable fuckhead. Now, I replied with something to the effect of, hey, I told you what would happen beforehand and your people said it would be okay. This isn't fair. And the response was, we have extensive logs establishing that the sequence of events is 1. You had a personal disagreement with a user. 2. You contacted a global asking if it would be safe if your roommate contacted them and trolled them. And 3. You contacted them and trolled them while referring to your previous personal disagreement with them. Either your roommate is fictional, or they were already using your account beforehand. Either way, it's not possible to distinguish them or to treat them like a separate person. You stupid fuck! You stupid piece of shit! That is not the order that it happened in. I told you about my roommate days ago, and I never asked if it would be okay for my roommate to contact a specific person. What the fuck are you talking about? Did you even read the logs? You're wrong, and now you're lying to me, as if I'm not going to know what really happened. Well, that's basically what I told them, and their response was, that doesn't change anything. After you harassed the user, they explained their history with you and sent in logs confirming it. They blocked you from their room, which afterward you created a new profile and harassed them. Therefore, either you created the alt account yourself, your roommate shares your main profile, or you used your roommate to attack someone who had blocked you. These are all against the rules. But I'm telling you that none of these things happened. I didn't harass anyone. They started some shit with me and took my response of them calling them out as harassment. I didn't create a new profile and harass them. My roommate doesn't share my main profile, and I didn't use my roommate to attack someone who had blocked me. I didn't break any of your rules. It was at this point I figured the only thing that was going to make them believe me is if I sent in a video of my roommate admitting that he was harassing people on his own accord on his own account. And I did exactly that. The video is still up, but I don't want to show it to you because it's pretty cringy. Anyway, I sent in that video and the response was, I'll cut it down to what we saw specifically. First, you got into an argument with another user and blocked and was blocked by her. Then, Syscom was created, entered chat, and immediately started attacking her. Even if we accept your video as true, and not just you getting a random uninvolved friend to help you get out of a ban, it looks like from our perspective that you had your roommate come in to harass someone for you, which would be against the rules even if you weren't connected from the same location. And this was pretty much where I gave up. It's just impossible. The ban appeal button exists for no reason, because even if you give them all the evidence in the world, they don't care. They want you banned. They'll even lie to you about the logs. Fucker, I know what the logs say, I fucking said them! So to this day, I remain banned from F-List. It's a miserable, depressing place where boners go to die anyway. Even if I was unbanned, I wouldn't use it because there just exists the possibility of some stupid social justice cunt reporting me for harassment and then me getting banned again for really no reason. Well, what do you think? Was my ban justified? Does what they said make sense? What are some of your horror stories about F-List? I've heard plenty of stories like people being banned or threatened or banned by ops if they didn't do sexual roleplay with them, or another story of mine, a global op coming into my private channel and booting out one of my friends because they said something that was perfectly fine in that channel but wasn't the most politically correct. And once again, I want everyone to know that I'm not perfect. I'm not blameless. There have been times where I lost my cool and antagonized someone. In any case, it feels good to finally get some of this out. All of this hatred for this site that I can finally release and hopefully move on from. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Kothorix, and you have a wonderful day. Today's shoutout goes to Creepy Rasta, who does, as you probably guessed, creepypasta videos. Or creepypasta. I don't know. Anyway, check him out if you like being scared.